What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the winning and the defending 212 Olympia champion, Keone, 10 weeks out of this year's Miss Olympia. So he isn't hitting any shots, just showcasing his insane proportions, mastering these transitions. And I don't think there is anybody out there that won't find it extraordinary. The front relaxed, as well as the front double biceps. That is just gonna be lights out for Keone. And with all the improvements that Keone has been able to make, especially in this offseason, I have to say even if Shawn brings back his 2022 physique, even then he won't be able to take out Keone in the front shots. He's gonna have to bring something even better than his 2022 look. Because the thing is, Keone is just so much wider in the front shots. And there isn't even a comparison between him and anyone else in the 212 class when it comes to pure aesthetics. So it seems like Keone has added a considerable amount of thickness and density in his back shots as well. And even last year, when Keone lost the back double biceps to Shawn, even then he won the back lat spread shot. And that was because of his overall size advantage and that insane width that he has. So the more Keone improves, the less are the chances of Shawn beating him again. Because I think we can all agree that at some point, the age factor will also come into play. And we all know that Shawn is in his 40s now. And in all honesty, this might very well be the last chance for Shawn to reclaim that 212 title. And if Keone wins again, and the chances of that happening are looking very high, this is gonna be a start of another dominant reign, like Flex Lewis, who stayed on the top for 7 long years. Unless, of course, Keone decides to switch to the men's open class sooner than we are expecting him to. Akim Williams also gave us a physique update at 10 weeks out of this year's big show. So he looks too good for 10 weeks out, because Akim isn't a physique that is ready weeks out of the show. In fact, we all saw what happened at this year's Arnold, especially in Olympus at the prejudging, where he was considerably off, and all of us thought that he needs more time to diet. And then his coach Chris Aceto did his magic overnight, and Akim got a solid top 4 finish at the finals of that show. And he really shocked the entire bodybuilding community with that overnight transformation. So Akim is a guy who, if not peaked perfectly, he can lose multiple shots because he loses so much ground from the back. Now all of his 10 weeks out physique update, the check-ins, they look very good, except for his back double biceps, which might be the weakest back double biceps if Akim actually cracks top 10 at this year's Miss Olympia out of all the top 10 guys. Just put his back double bicep next to Tony Button, Martin Fitzwater, or Rafael Brandao. He loses that shot to each and every one of them. But Akim's side shots, on the other hand, they are one of the best in the business. And the amount of muscle mass that he carries, he is one of the biggest guys out there. And even with all that mass, he flows extremely well. He has amazing aesthetics. So he definitely comes in that list of classic mass monsters, especially from the front. A guy who has tons of size, but has a really small waist as well. So for him to place top 10 at this upcoming Miss Olympia, he needs to beat his Arnold Classic package. Next up, we have a 10 weeks out physique update of one of the best from Brazil, especially the best from Brazil in classic physique, Ramon. Now just like Urs Krashinsky, who went to Oxygen Gym Kuwait for his training camp, Ramon went out to Vegas to get some motivation from Flex Lewis, the 7 times 212 champion. So Ramon looked as round as he can be at 10 weeks out. And not to mention, he looks absolutely massive. And I have to say, for 10 weeks out, his body completely looks spectacular. Insane body composition. And looking back at his last contest, which was the Arnold, Ohio, where he lost to Wesley Weezers just by 1 point. So he wasn't far off in terms of conditioning there. He just did not train as hard and as heavy as he did for the Olympia last year. So his density wasn't there as he had back at the Olympia 2023. And on top of that, Wesley brought something that was totally unexpected. He brought the best look of his life at this year's Arnold. And that is why he was able to win that entire thing. Now, even with that 6 weeks prep, Ramon did good enough to beat guys like Breon Ansley and Urs Krashinsky, and that too quite comfortably. And that is enough to tell you guys that Ramon at his very best, he's still the biggest challenge for Chris Bumstead, even this year too. So Chris Bumstead has been such a dominant champion ever since he won his first ever Miss Olympia back in 2019. But last year he was pushed really hard by Dino. So he beat him in the back double biceps, But the margin by which C-Bomb won all these other shots, that became kinda small compared to 2022, when it was an absolute slam dunk for him. So Ramon started training extremely hard and heavy at about 18 weeks out of this year's Miss Olympia prep. So he really wants redemption in 10 weeks time, and he has to beat Wesley Weezers in order to solidify himself as the next in line who is gonna carry the torch after Chris Bumstead retires. Next up, we have an update from Patrick Moore. So all the caption under his recent post, it suggests that he is getting ready to compete. So still training very hard and very heavy to hold on to all that muscle, all that mass that Patrick built in this offseason. So the fans have been asking this question over and over again. What show he is going to do next? Is he going for Texas Pro? But as of right now, there is no answer from him or his team. So Texas Pro, which is happening in less than a week's time from now, that is the only men's open show in August, because after that, we have Italy in September. So the best bet for Patrick, that is gonna be either UK Pro or the Legion Sports, the last Olympia qualifier, because both Andrew Jack and Hunter LeBron, they are gonna be next to impossible to beat, and they have both these upcoming shows locked in. And UK Pro or Legion Sports, that could be more of a realistic shot for Patrick to earn his Olympia qualification. So this offseason update that Patrick posted early in the year, that was extremely impressive. He was big, but he still had very decent lines. And Patrick, when he came onto the scene back in 2019, he was one of the most classic looking physiques in the men's open class at that time, along with the late Cedric McMillan. But it is kinda too bad that he wasn't able to get big with time, that he wasn't able to put on some size, some mass that was necessary. Plus, the fact is, from 2019 onwards, the talent became better and better. And all these young guys, they improved at such a fast pace. I still think his 2019 look with Chris Aceto, that was the best look of his entire career. He was kinda small, but he was put up together so damn well. And just because he was absolutely shredded, he looked unbelievable. So do you guys think Patrick has a chance to qualify for this year's Miss Olympia? So lastly, we have an update from Samson Dauda. So some of us have been wondering, is Samson going back to Kuwait, to Oxygen Gym, to finish his Olympia prep? Because he has been training at his hometown gym in UK for the past few weeks. Well, this was a question that Samson addressed in the latest episode of What's Podcast.
What happened with O2? Have you decided just to train at home? It's more comfortable?
Yeah,
or
man. Yeah, because went there for the summer and everything. I went there for a week, and it was really hot. And the gym and everything else. You've seen is amazing, right? And everything is there and everything is cool. Well, you know what? It's just I don't think it was just so much for me, man, because I don't like bodybuilding be all my life.
Yeah.
As much as I like spending time with my family, my dog, and everything else. Having that time away from it. Go to the gym, you lock in, you kill yourself, you go hard at it, and then once you come out of the gym, you like having a life outside this. And this, it just gives you that stability where your mind ain't completely obsessed with it like that. It makes yourself more balanced and less crazy.
So not everyone can survive in that kind of environment. The one these guys have in Kuwait, where all these guys, they just eat, sleep, train, and repeat. Plus, these guys are also away from their families. And during the few weeks that Samson spent there, he realized that he will do a lot better, staying at his home with his family. So Samson was all positive about his stay at the Oxygen Gym, especially the gym facilities there. But he decided to complete his prep in UK. And honestly, the thing is, the man has been improving from show to show while training in that same gym. So Samson has been able to improve so much, more than any other guy, even guys who took years off, and they still aren't at Samson's level. So two examples are Regan Grimes and Rafael Brandao. And if we look at the decision of Samson with a close eye, it is also a very wise move, in a sense that at such a high level, where Samson is trying to win the Olympia title, there should not be a lot of chefs in the kitchen. And with him training here in UK, there will only be a small group of people looking over his physique and guiding him accordingly. So Samson is gonna enter this year's Miss Olympia as the top 3 finisher from last year. So this is definitely gonna be a good one to watch, especially his rematch with the Mutant. That is gonna be so interesting. So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.